So about Mr. V.K. Murthy, all these people who you so beautifully dressed
Yeah.
and put out there, he was the one who captured them on camera. So any thoughts on it, or anything, any relationship that you shared with him on set, you can just talk about.
The camera work was done by our great personality. One had a kind of I would say, reverence to somebody who has done that kind of a work. But I hardly saw him on the sets. I was concerned with the director, with the actors, doing my job, but his presence was there. I don't remember he complaining about what I did. He left it to the director to take care of that. But he never had any complaints as far as my contribution was concerned. Everything moved very smoothly. One thing was there, that film, all those films of that era demanded black and white shades of different characters. For me, it was a challenge. I'm a painter myself. To translate everything in shades of black and white was an experience by itself. I had to be careful that everything looked right. And although I didn't make the costumes look boring, of just black and white, I did insert a few colors here and there, and I knew as a painter I could not disturb the scheme of things the camera needed. So there was no complaint from Murthy ji as far as I was concerned. He was a silent spectator of whatever I was doing, and everything moved very well. This is a rose for you. Yeah? Okay?
Yeah.
And he says, what did she say? I mean, just to inspire me. Because for her also, to have costumes designed by somebody of this kind of a background meant something to. For me, it was her personality, her deep voice. That was amazing. And spellbinding. I couldn't forget those moments. Yeah.
And was she a friendly person on?
What's happening here?
No, no, no.
The door's not closed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
please close it. Just close
Mr.
it. na?
Recording.
Mr. Yeah. No, I want to know, how was she on set, ma'am, Meena Kumari?
How?
How was she on set, Meena
Well,
Kumari?
I didn't spend too much time.
Time with her.
I had to dress her up. After that, I moved away. But the main thing is the first encounter was amazing. Yeah,
So we'll talk about that now.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
This is very
Are you okay with this?
Yes, yes, it's right.
Perfect, lovely. See, you have
First,
to keep in
one
mind
wants to
thing.
talk about
That's not possible.
Yeah.
in this film, I had to design a different kind of attire for Waheeda ji, who played the Brahmo Samaj girl. The costume was very simple, very, I would say, black and white designs, good textures. It quite in contrast to the Begum's rich, elaborate costume. So this was a very interesting experience for me to do simple, stark costumes of the Brahmo Samaj girl. Then there is another character in this film of the dancing girl with whom the Nawab spent a lot of time with her. So her wardrobe was of a dancing girl, the elaborate and very fetching kind of a costume. So that was another experience for me. And all three put together created excitement for a designer of my kind, that how many things can one take care of and do justice to that.
And I want to know, like, what did you think of the way Meena Kumari ji was shot in this film?
Who?
The way Meena Kumari ji was shot in this film,
Yeah.
was captured in this film.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, like, what do you think of that?
See, on the set, that was her department, is it not? She knew what was wanted and she gave wholeheartedly to that spirit of that character. That was her forte. My job was to create the outfit. After that, it is her forte, is it not?
I just want to know, what was the challenge in doing when you were making the costumes for black and white cinema? What was the challenge in that?
See, designing in black and white films, for me, it was not difficult at all. I am a painter by training. I understand the strength of each shade that is wanted. But just to make things a little more interesting for the actor, I made it interesting by inserting a little bit of a grey, shades of greys and things like that. I didn't do it deliberately. That such fabrics were available and I could take advantage of them and put them to use. So that I have seen in the Indian cinema in that era, the costume department and the setting department would come out saying, make this in grey, make this in black, make this in dark shades of this and that. I didn't look at it this way. For me, even texture, even I would say the fabric, although it may be exciting and different, I could see in the palette what we needed for the film. I could do justice to that. Again, as I said, it is the understanding of a painter's thinking. What should be put where? Nothing disturbed me at all. Have you got what I said?
Yes.
Here what you see most of the time when you're talking about cinema, in today's context, they talk about boring things, You know what I mean? They don't understand that to create that look, to be able to say something through those textures, that is most important. Is it not?
Yes.
To say that is most important, to say this. Okay?